Welcome to the Energy Brief. We provide you with the best information on the energy sector and its legal and regulatory aspects to redefine your knowledge about the industry. I am Peter Okedia, an energy law and policy expert and the founder of Energy Brief. Over the past few days, I have committed to making full-face videos around energy education, breaking down the complex terms and saying things in a relatable manner. For me, this has been really challenging because I have to show my face, although challenging in a pleasant way, because I know I'm putting effort to help someone out there and it is all worth it. The global energy space is in a transitional period where you can't just afford not to be abreast of major things. There are certain things you must know, whether for educational purposes, for political reasons, or just to form your residuary knowledge through which you can contribute to public conversations. You don't want to be left behind in this transition. Listen, you need all the information right now. What will get you ahead is if you have the accurate information broken down to you in a simple to understand language. So if you haven't, just ensure you subscribe to the channel and let me be at your service because I will always deliver. Now to the topic of today. What is net metering? Net metering is a billing mechanism that credits renewable energy system owners for the electricity they add to the grid. Under net metering, a household that installs a solar system sells the net amount of solar electricity it generates at a certain rate to the government during net generation periods and purchases the net amount of electricity it consumes at another rate during net consumption periods. So you have been hearing net, 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 net. What does net refer to here? You just need to stick with me as I break it down for you. Number one thing to know is that which the whole concept of net metering revolves around: renewable energy system. Renewable energy system refers to the either wind or solar power or any other forms of renewable energy that a person uses to generate electricity. It's commonly a wind power system or a solar power system. So then you need to know about grids. Grid here refers to the public electricity grid, which is a system of interconnected power lines and electrical infrastructure that delivers electricity from power plants to your home, to your businesses, and your buildings, and so on. So grid electricity here is generated from conventional energy sources such as coal and gas. So it is owned by the government through the power utility company. So when you pay for bills and everything, you're paying for electricity from the grid. Now to the nets. A net generation period is the period where you generate more electricity from a renewable energy system than you need. So take the example of solar power now. Solar generates more power during the daytime and people are usually at work. You're usually at work during the daytime. So we can see that that period when solar electricity is not being used is the net generation period. Now to the other net consumption period. Net consumption period is the grid electricity you consume at night when the solar is out of power. When you generate more electricity than you need with your solar panels or wind turbines during the day, the excess energy is fed back into the power grid and your utility company usually credits your account for that excess energy. This credit can be used to offset the cost of the electricity you consume from the grid at night or when it is not windy. So, in essence, during the day when your solar panels or wind turbines are generating more energy than you need, you are effectively selling that excess energy back to the grid and building up credits. Then at night or when it is not windy, you can use those credits to offset the cost of the electricity you consume from the grid. In this way, you are essentially banking your excess energy during the day and using those credits to pay for the electricity you consume from the grid at night or when it is not windy or when your solar power is not available. So net metering system offers so many benefits to consumers and to the government likewise. Then first, this offers an incentive to reduce electricity consumption because if a household with a solar energy system decreases its electricity consumption, it may be able to increase its sale of solar generated electricity to the general grid and then get more credits to offset the cost of grid electricity. Net metering also enables households to reduce their electricity bills, since the credit gained from selling solar electricity to the grid is credited to the electricity meter. You don't have to pay extra for grid electricity commensurate to the next generation period. So, in essence, more money for you then. Also, net metering creates jobs and encourages private investment in the renewable energy sector. It increases demand for solar energy, which in turn creates jobs for installers, electricians, and the manufacturers who work in the solar supply chain. Net metering is good for the government and utility companies because it protects the electricity grid by managing peak electricity load. At a time when electricity demand is high, renewable energy electricity ensures that the burden on grid electricity is reduced. So, less frequent events of grid collapse or any other grid technical issues. So, in a nutshell, a summary you should keep in mind is that net metering system allows renewable energy producers to sell excess electricity back to the grid. At an event, a student told me of his difficulty with differentiating net metering from feed-in tariffs, which has a totally different meaning, although they are similar in their end goal. So if you often get this confused with feed-in tariffs, you should check my other videos where I explain feed-in tariffs and the features that makes them different from each other. Before you go, with all due and iota of respect, have you subscribed to this channel? Have you liked this video? Please do and share with many people you think this will be useful for. And see you next time. Cheers.